A mystery billionaire just donated $130 million to pay US troops during the government shutdown. Sounds amazing, right? Well, not exactly. Stay with me, because this story gets wild. Last week, President Trump stood at the White House and announced something unprecedented: an anonymous donation of $130 million to cover military salaries during the government shutdown. He called the donor a great patriot and a friend of mine. But who was this mysterious benefactor? And why did Trump refuse to say his name? The New York Times just revealed his identity: Timothy Mellon, an heir to one of America's most famous banking dynasties. His grandfather, Andrew Mellon, one of the longest-serving Treasury secretaries in US history. Timothy himself is a railroad magnate worth close to $1 billion, according to Forbes. Though interestingly, Mellon himself disputes this, saying in an email, "Billionaire not. Never have been, never will be." Oh, and here's the kicker. He donated $50 million to Trump's super PAC during the 2024 election, one of the biggest political donations ever recorded. But here's where this story goes from feel-good headline to serious questions. Problem number one, the math doesn't add up. There are over 1.3 million active duty troops in the US military. That $130 active million, it works out to about $100 per service member. To put that in perspective, it costs nearly $6.4 billion to pay troops every 2 weeks. His donation would cover less than 2 days of payroll. Problem number two, this might be illegal. According to legal experts cited by the Times, this donation could violate the Antideficiency Act, a federal law that bars agencies from spending money that hasn't been appropriated by Congress. In other words, private citizens can't just bypass Congress and fund the military. And then there's the national security angle. Senator Chris Coons' office raised a chilling question. Using anonymous donations to fund our military raises troubling questions of whether our own troops are at risk of literally being bought and paid for by foreign powers. Think about that for a second. If we normalize private, anonymous donations to fund military operations, what's stopping foreign governments or hostile actors from doing the same thing? This raises fundamental questions about how we fund our government. Should billionaires be able to step in when Congress can't agree on a budget? What happens when private money starts replacing public appropriations? And who really benefits when the ultra-wealthy become the nation's financial backstop? Don't get me wrong, I'm sure Mellon's intentions were good, but good intentions don't change the constitutional process for government spending. So what started as a headline about a patriotic billionaire helping troops turns out to be a much more complicated story about money, power, and the blurring lines between private wealth and public duty. The troops deserve to be paid, absolutely, but by the government they serve, not by individual donors with their own political connections. What do you think? Should private donations to fund government operations be allowed? Let me know in the comments below. If you found this story as fascinating as I did, smash that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the stories behind the headlines. I'll see you in the next one.